Hello and welcome. It is Sunday, 11 February 2024. Getting set up for the Sunday version of the Censorship Sucks Roundtable Radio Show. We'll have a pre show and then we'll go into the show itself here pretty soon. Um, Getting ready, getting everything set up. Everything's ready on my end. Just waiting for the guy and all the guys and gals to come in. Gal, mostly, one. So if you're out there listening to us here, there, far, wide, up, down, inside, outside, we hope that you are enjoying and will enjoy the stream tonight. We got comedy. We got commentary. We have politics. We got just a little bit of everything you can think of that you never know what they're going to talk about on Censorship Sucks Roundtable Radio Show. And don't forget, if you get a chance and you can make it, please check into us on Wednesday for our live streams on Wednesdays. Do 2 shows on Wednesday. First show is interviews and things like that, commentary, current events with Censorship Sucks. And then later on that evening, on Wednesday night, we do anything from current events, commentary, to paranormal and weird and wacky stuff. So if you like the weird and wacky, Wednesday night's your deal. If you want a little comedy and you, kind of like some commentary here and there, tonight's the night for you then. And if you like interviews, Censorship Sucks really does some really great interviews on Wednesdays. And during the week, if you're on some of the other platforms that I stream to, there's only a few that I stream to daily. I do horror, encores from the past weeks, and we do all sorts of stories, mythology, and things like that. And there's some silent films that are playing in between while all that's happening. So it's kind of cool. It's a little different setup. Don't see them yet. Looks like everything connected good tonight. So far, so good. I like it. I love it. I want some more of it. Every day, every time I stream, it should be like this. Shout outs to all the folks in the chat rooms. Thank you. Appreciate you guys for always supporting me. And, I get into every chat room I can support. Unfortunately, my system only allows me to share, well, I have so many windows tabbed open at a time. So forgive me. I do try to rotate some stuff around and make sure I try to hit everybody that tries to support me. Um, if you get a chance, check out Jared Lee on Kick. HD the King. He's on Kick, Rumble, what's the other one? Live Space. Yeah, I follow them all over. And Nikki Tude, she's all over the place. Make sure you like and check her out too. She's got some great stuff. Marco DJ, huge supporter of the channels. Um, Wherever he's at, please support him. Do, 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 do. We are broadcasting as much as we can, all over the place, like I always do. The only place we're not broadcasting tonight that I normally would broadcast is going to be Telegram. And that's usually going to start to be just a Wednesday night stream to the special chat over there. So, but if you're on Telegram and you want to, me to take and stream there more often, let me know in chat. Oh, I didn't need to know my notifications that much. Looks like. All right. They should be coming in here pretty soon. So, if I was you guys, I would go out there, grab me some coffee or get a huge drink. And yeah, you're not going to want to drink too much before Willie comes on later on. Because you might just pee your pants. He's pretty funny. I'll be right back once we take and get the rest of the folks in here and get this set up. Hello, hello, hello.
Hey, Mark, what's up?
Not much. How about you?
Not much. Getting ready to get started here.
I'm all set and ready to go. And we are already streaming to the video streaming platforms.
All right.
Minus.
Welcome, everyone.
Minus Telegram. We're not going to do Telegram tonight. We're only going to do that Wednesday nights.
Okay.
Yeah. Because it's I don't know. I don't get anybody there normally during the Sunday show or the early part. But, when Nancy and them come in on Wednesday night, then they, rock it. Yeah. So. But, it is what it is, Platforms, are platforms. So. Cater to them when, where I can.
Yep.
Where's the rest of the crew? I saw
Barry's
Yotivation
usually
last
in
night.
early, and Yo, yeah, Yo she normally comes in a little bit later.
Oh,
Can you hear me?
Oh, I can hear you now, Barry.
Yes, sir.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you now,
Okay.
Barry. Hey, Barry, did you check out those avatars I put up in the other chat for the Wednesday chat? I might be putting those
I
in
haven't
the
seen them, no.
slideshows if you say okay.
Are they of all of us? Different avatars?
No. They're just Pepe or avatars. You know, like CS uses his. Okay, there'll be one for you that has like a Pepe avatar with a bullhorn.
Okay.
Mark wants to make you a frog. Yeah.
So yeah, and I'm making everybody frogs except for Willie. Willie's just gonna be a big gorilla. All right, because he's like the gorilla in the room, you know.
He is. He's the gorilla in the room.
He's the gorilla in the room, yeah. So but he's a Sith gorilla. You know, I made him a Star. Did you see that? Oh, here, hold on here.
Hi, Yo.
Hi, honey. How you doing?
You had a
Doing
lot
good.
of
How you
fun
doing?
last night, Yotivation. I know. You were like on Rizzo.
It was a good show.
Yeah, it was pretty good. I was surprised. You know, they were really pushing some envelopes there. I'm really surprised he didn't get canned on a couple of the platforms as far as he went.
Maybe they just can't stop us anymore. We're just too powerful.
What, Rizzo had a good show last night?
Yeah, it was pretty good. But, it was very, for him saying, here is risky. Okay. Mm-hmm. What he did last night was very channel risky on platforms.
What did he do?
What
did he do?
He did trans,
okay,
migrants versus color.
Okay.
And the way he did it, really pushed the envelopes on it. I would have never done it that way, but hey, it worked for him, and he had almost 100 viewers just on Rumble. I was, yeah, but we couldn't do that with the stations that we work with. We'd get fined.
Somebody dropped the link to that in here if they know where it is. I'd love to listen to it later.
Yeah, it's social cancer.
I felt less traumatized by last night's show than shows of his. Only one person died last night. He had a video of a girl and they lit her on fire. Whenever I watch his videos, my jaw hangs on the ground. Mm-hmm. And I'm either trying to figure out what I've just seen and a bit traumatized.
Oh, yeah.
But I definitely learn a lot, because he definitely watches things that I never would watch. So I get a lesson. I learn.
Yeah, I'm surprised how many videos he can edit together in that show. It's just incredible.
He says it takes him about 16 hours.
Whoa. Who has 16 hours, man?
Well,
I don't doubt that at all.
For every hour that I'm on, it's 2 hours off. You know that, right? Mm-hmm. And for every hour on, it's an hour prep. Figure that out over the week.
I wish I just had some sort of government check that came in and I could just do whatever I wanted to. Because, man, I would rather do this kind of stuff.
Did you see that? I put
the boring work.
I think I put that little thing that I did for Willie up in the chat. If it's not there, I'll repost it.
Speaking of Willie, Censorship, I was perusing your page a
here it
little
is.
bit, and I saw where you posted Bert Cuddles episode.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, what?
I listened to it tonight.
Cuddles.
Yeah, that was funny. Oh, he's funny, dude.
He's
Farm Fresh.
yeah. And
Okay. Yeah. I might have heard of him. I don't know. Sounds
He-
interesting.
makes cartoons like.
Oh, okay.
He does
cartoons
hand
with,
puppets.
Are they?
Well, not
Doesn't he?
cartoons.
They're hand puppets.
Puppets.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Hand puppets.
Yeah,
Huh.
puppets.
Yeah, they're really expensive, like detailed,
Yeah.
beautiful.
Politically incorrect
And he photographs them, or he makes videos.
video.
Videos.
Oh, okay. Okay, cool.
But him and
Does he have
another
one of-
guy, when they do it,
Skillery Clinton.
they work everything
No.
out and they script everything. So it doesn't
Yeah.
work out on a show like ours because everything
Well,
we do
it
is like
did.
improv.
It worked out pretty well, though. You
Yeah.
know? He just kept calling in and like, "Hey, y'all, where do you keep your fire extinguisher?"
Yeah. It's no big deal.
Yeah, nothing big. Just where do you keep that again?
I just walked around the corner. Looks like the whole place is on fire.
Water's
He's like,
water's in that
I
little
can't-
red tank. That's that little red can, right? That you fill the lawnmower up with. He kept
Yeah.
saying like or
No.
something like that. I'm like, what in the world?
Man, as long as I've been on Minds, you'd think I would know who these people are, man. I don't know how they slipped through my radar somehow. I don't do the news feed as much as probably other people do, I guess.
gosh,
I do go to the news feed probably every day though now.
I have got to get better at that. I hardly ever leave my page, and that's.
Yeah.
But I'm always putting stuff on it constantly, and so it's not like I'm. Anyway.
Yeah. No, I have less time to scroll through the news feed. I usually just hit one top, but then after you do that a few times, it stays that way for a few days. Usually the top post or the post for a few, and it's usually videos and cat videos and stuff like that.
Hello, everybody out there. Thank you for joining us for the pre-show.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
Did you hear about Lloyd Austin getting rushed to the hospital?
Who's Lloyd Austin?
It's,
The military.
Secretary of Defense.
Yeah.
He's the guy. When all
Yeah.
shit was going down. Yeah.
They're saying it
Back
was
in.
for emergency bladder issues.
You know, I'm just wondering how many of those people actually took the real jab, because they're in trouble if they did. Possibly, they're possibly in trouble.
Yeah, there's 1,291 chances every time they take it that something's going to happen. Because there's 1,291 adverse events of special interest.
Did you hear about that dude on the plane that vomited out of his mouth and his
Oh,
nose
yeah.
like I don't know, 10 liters of blood, and people were like, it was like a horror movie, and people were screaming and freaking out. They were traumatized. I mean, I've never heard of anything like this kind of stuff that's happening now. It's like we're living in an alternate reality.
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, what is going on?
It's like the movies, really are coming to life. They told us what they were going to do, and now we're just living it.
God, I hope not. Because
That's what it seems like.
If so, we are so screwed.
My husband and I were just talking about it. Remember last year, so Biden's supposed to be going to East Palestine. And
Finally.
a year ago, right? And do you remember when that happened, that train derailment, that there was a movie
That's
that
right.
was made just before then, and people that lived in East Palestine were extras in that movie, and the train went off the tracks not far away from where some of the extras live, and it ended up, what was it called? White Noise, I think is what the name of
Yeah, Netflix film. And so was Obama's new film, a Netflix film. I mean, Something's going on with Netflix. It's propaganda, man. It's like a propaganda arm of the CIA or something.
Oh, for
So
sure.
the Bidens are there, or the Obamas are there, man.
That's true. Yeah,
You know.
that's a good point.
Okay, let's get this party started.
Woohoo!
It was a crazy week, though. I think this was one of the crazier weeks ever. And if you didn't see it, you gotta see it, man. The Alex Jones, Elon Musk, and David Icke interview, that thing was bizarre beyond anything I've ever seen or heard in my life. That was Elon Musk that came on the show, without a doubt. And Alex admits it at the end of the show as well.
I thought you were going to say that AI rap video with President Trump. And
yeah, I've seen that one too, I think.
who else was in there? Two other. I don't remember. But anyway.
But if anybody has any doubts of like where Elon Musk stands with the whole transhumanist agenda, digitizing humanity, he let it all out the other day on the Alex Jones show, everything. So he's no different than he used to be. He's better on, America and sovereignty, supposedly, and all these other things. And he has reopened Twitter to some extent. I mean, I give him credit where credit is due, but he is definitely 100% in with. He wants to digitize humanity completely. In other words, humanity is gone, and the only thing that's left of humanity is the digitization of humanity.
Don't do it.
And he says this because the world is going to end at some time. The sun's going to burn out or something. And he says we've got time to figure it out. We fully digitize ourselves. But you do realize that that's not humanity.
Yeah, it's exactly. It's a simulation of it.
Yeah, it's
sure that's the hell that you can never wake up from and you can never escape, that the Bible, says hell. I know they said it would be burning, but it seems to me like they're trying to capture your soul, and
well, I've got something. I thought about this little analogy. Like people that think, oh, you can upload your consciousness into the cloud or what have you. Let me just clarify why that's not possible, okay? Say, for example, they had one of these facilities where you could go do that right now. You could just go upload your brain. Okay, after you uploaded your brain, all your memories and all your past and present thoughts and so forth, when you walked away from that facility, you would have no idea, you would have no consciousness of, you would not be in the cloud. You would be wherever you're, that's just data. That's not your consciousness, your soul, your mind, or your body. That is just data. No different. Down all your memories on a piece of paper and handed it in the facility, other than it's a little bit more technological savvy. No difference. Your consciousness cannot be uploaded into a computer. Tell you that, but the proof is just that. You could upload your memory, but you would not realize that you're in the cloud because it's not you. It's data. It's information. Nothing more.
And that is a catalog.
It's like if they clone you, right? And then the clone is
that's
now,
you.
You're 60. Yeah, you're 60 years old. They clone you. Now you're 20 years old. So they kill the 60-year-old you and say, there you go. Now you're 20 years old, because we clone you.
Yeah. The real you, the first you is dead and gone. This is somebody else.
They just shot you in the head as the last part of their, project.
Welcome to chat, Believer in Christ 81 in the Kick channel. Thanks for coming in, buddy.
Hello. Did you guys see where Tucker asked Putin about Elon's Neuralink?
I don't recall that, but
he said that he's going to do what he's going to do.
Oh yeah, he is too. That's the thing. We could get into all this whole conversation with David Icke and Elon Musk and him calling everybody in the alternative media the MAMs, M-A-M, standing for mainstream, basically demeaning every single person in the alternative media. David Icke did, and I wrote a post about it a month ago. Chastising him over that because we need unity, not all this division. And finally, Alex invited him on the show to explain himself, and he hadn't changed his position. He still thinks he's like the know-it-all. David Icke does. It just pisses me off beyond reason, man. And I like the guy. I like his contributions. I don't buy into his spiritual worldview or his reptilian nonsense, but, I appreciate his political insights.
and we've talked about it before, how you can gather information from multiple different sites. You don't have to believe what you hear, you read, but you can file it away for later when it might make more sense. It's just a good idea to get information, especially from
diverse sources. Yeah, and all that, what I say, the kernel of truth, man.
Yeah.
They may say something and mean something totally, but you get something else out of it. That happens a lot with me as well. They trigger my mind to sort of expand on what they're saying and possibly see it from a different perspective. Any, around somebody that's actually a pretty good critical thinker, even if they're off a little bit, you're going to get some knowledge out of it. It's just that simple. I've learned stuff from very bad.
Taking lessons from Harari? Uh-oh. Not a good sign. Where'd you guys go? Hello? Cannot hear you. You can hear me. I'm going to hang up and then we're going to reconnect. I don't know what's going on here. There we go. There we go. Maybe I didn't need to reconnect. Okay, for a while there, I lost you guys like I did on Wednesday. I don't know why I did that. You there?
What happened? Oh, you lost us again?
Yeah, we're here.
Okay.
Are you there?
I'm here. If you can hear me, we're good.
All right. Then we're all good.
Yeah.
Did you guys see President Trump at the South Carolina rally when he spoke to the crowd?
What did he say?
I don't even remember what he said to him because he was on a microphone and there were so many people outside.
Yeah.
And he, of course, wanted them all to come inside. They couldn't come inside. But that's what the message to me was, how many people were there.
Sure.
It was crazy.
And I'm sure the mainstream media said, and Trump appeared to a small crowd in South Carolina this week.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. Is they're in South Carolina, and they're going to be having the caucus, right, for South Carolina, and that's Nikki Haley's home state.
Oh, yeah.
And all those people showed up for President Trump. So Nikki Haley, she spoke. I'm not sure if it was in South Carolina, but you could tell from the sound of the clapping how big or small the audience is.
She spoke somewhere, I don't know, just recently, and she had a few people. It was a lady in a wheelchair, elderly lady, and just a few people. I mean, it's kind of like reminiscent of Biden when he was campaigning for president, when he'd get like 40 people. I don't even think she had 40 people though, but
yeah, people who gather tens of people, and we're supposed to think like
that they got 90 million, 100 million votes. Yeah, the most popular president ever, the most popular person. I mean, they're totally being exposed, man. The mask is being lifted.
They are. And if you use your logic going all the way back to the installation day, if he had 81 million votes, really, there would be no need for barbed wire around the White House, the Capitol, none of that. But people aren't happy, and it's because 81 million people did not vote for him.
They really only have one option, and that is to steal the election or fly in somebody who, they think stands a chance against Trump. But I don't know who stands a chance against Trump. I really don't think there is anybody. Michael Rappaport was saying there isn't anybody. He said, who are they going to bring in? Kamala? He doesn't like Kamala. Michael Rappaport doesn't like Kamala either.
And the thing is, the MAGA crowd or the Trump supporting
Who cares?
What's that?
Who cares? It's Michael Rappaport, dude. That guy's an idiot. I mean, it's good to see him coming around, but
a lot of people listen to him. That's the problem. Well, hopefully
they don't. Nobody listens to him.
Well,
we do have
morons on the left do.
Yeah.
And those are the people we want to wake up, man. We don't need to wake us up. We're already awake. We already know what's going on.
Preaching to the choir.
I mean, I'll give you that, but
they're just peeling off Democrat voters And they're coming over to the only other option, which is really President Trump, because they're starting to see how incompetent or weaponized the intelligence agency is. Either way, Joe Biden isn't the solution. And people are really starting to realize that after this report came out that had to tell them that he was an elderly man and has dementia, but
Oh, yeah.
we all knew that.
Well, my point is simply that, I mean, when progressive far left people are saying Biden sucks and Kamala sucks, that's what's important about it. You know, like I'm with you on that censorship. I don't care about what I can't even stand Michael Rappaport. Even when he's speaking the truth, I can't stand him. And I hate the way that he talks like he's some kind of a mobster, you know. I hate that dude. He ain't no tough guy.
He's a New Yorker.
Yeah, he always talk, you know, and he drops the F-bomb, I don't know, way too much for any liking.
Well, I just that the Democrats are in such trouble. They're not even going to be able to cheat as much as we're picking up more votes, because we already have millions and millions. We probably had the 8 million last time. And the time before that, we had a record number, 64 million. So we'll probably have another 20 million this time. Just from people realize from 2016, the Russian collusion hoax, fake, phony, and false, the 2 hearsay impeachment trials, the witch hunt trials. People realize today a lot that they didn't all the way back then. And so in 2020, they threw their vote to Joe Biden because they didn't want President Trump. But now they're starting to realize, hey, we were all better off under President Trump. Maybe he will get my vote this time. I don't like his tweets, but I like his economy. I
just wonder if that's just an excuse. I don't like his abrasiveness. I mean, a few people feel that way, but isn't it just an excuse because he's actually a good president and some just want to see everything burned down, and they love their slavery. There's a lot of people, there's a lot of people that love their slavery. They'd be willing to give up everything for the green agenda, for the Green Deal, because these people, it's like a cult, a religious cult. They just blindly follow it. They don't even think about, you know, and they hate humanity already, and they hate themselves. So why not treat themselves terribly?
Yeah, and the agenda is just not good for anybody, really. It's not solely by itself. You can't cut trees down and replace it with solar panels. That's not going to work. You can't cut out combustible engines and just go with electric vehicles. That's just not going to work. You can't put windmills next to the ocean.
And they're so ugly.
Life. Go ahead.
They're just ugly. That's all.
They're dangerous to nature. And as much as they say it's a Green New Deal thing, it kills a lot of our wildlife. And, you know, whales, do you know how old whales are and they're dying?
Yeah, don't they live long lives, whales?
Yeah. And
Oh, yeah.
you know, where are the people that used to want to save the whales? Where are they?
Yeah, Greenpeace.
They're pushing the Green New Deal. They're
eventually they'll say, well, we gotta stop all that. We gotta kill all the animals in the sea, man. That's probably next. You know, get rid of the forest, kill the cows, and then next is kill all the animals in the sea. That's going to be like a serious. You'd have to, like, I guess, just pollute the entire ocean, which I would think would be very hard to do.
Dude, if you think cow farts are bad, you should see a whale fart.
Oh my God, you had to go there. Anyways, we're gonna come back. We're gonna come in here a little early tonight. Well, no, we're actually gonna be right on time. 30 seconds, guys.
All right, here we go.
Are you ready?
Throat. We're ready.
Me.
And here's
La, la, la,
your
la, la.
countdown.
La, la, la,
5,
la, 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 la.
4,
There it
3, 2, 1, and you're live and on the radio side right now.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Censorship Roundtable Radio Show Sunday Night Edition. We all have a good old time, and we call it the fastest 2 hours of man. It is over before we even begin. It's crazy. We're on every Sunday night, 6 p.m. Eastern Time. Also every Wednesday night at 6 p.m. Eastern Time, right here on the Wednesday. We do a 3-hour show, and we actually get time to spread our wings and get coverage in depth of everything going on in the world. So don't forget by on Wednesday night as well. And this week I've confirmed it with Brent, 100%, Brent Hamachek on the show this Wednesday night. So don't miss that. It will be an awesome show. With me tonight, I've got Yotivation Nation. How you doing?
Fantastic. Hello, everyone.
And we've also got Bullhorn Barry.
It's been a wild week, has it not?
Oh, man. It's been one of the worst weeks for Joe Biden in recent memory, and that says a lot, because this guy has bad week after bad week after bad week. But let me dive into this. The Her report came out. So special prosecutor appointed by Merrick Garland to look into the illegal documents that Joe Biden had in his home, in his office, at Penn State, scattered 3 ways to the wind all over the place, sitting broken up boxes next to his Corvette in his garage. You can't tell me that garage is secure, folks. How many times do you just, leave your garage door all day? Saturday afternoon, you're working around the yard, whatever. Garage doors open all day. People walk in, walk out. Not secure. Really not secure for classified documents. And I'll get to what he said about that. But they said, he's guilty. He was vice president when he took some of them. He was a senator when he took others. In no situation can a vice president or senator unclassify documents. These were straight up classified documents. Donald Trump had the power to declassify. That's the big difference here. So Trump, they're going to go after him. Biden, not so much. I mean, we all knew they'd come out with a reason to not go after him. But wait till you hear the reason that they stated. It is just shit here. So I'm going to read some stuff from M. Visor over on X. Breaking: Joe Biden carelessly handled classified materials found at his home and former office, shared government secrets with his ghostwriter, but prosecutors decided no chargeable crime was committed from Perry Stein, WashingtonPost.com. The report said a jury would find Biden, quote, a well-meaning elderly man with a poor memory, end quote. It'd be, quote, difficult to convince a jury that they should convict him, by then a former president well into his 80s, of a serious felony that requires a mental state of willfulness. And it gets worse. The Department of Justice actually concluded that Biden was too old and feeble-minded to commit a crime. Too old and feeble-minded. And this was in 2017.
Amazing.
Right? So, Biden, of course, came out and said, oh, I am not too feeble-minded to have committed a crime. Not it, Jack. If anything, they should send the jury at me because I'll convince them I didn't do nothing and yada, yada. He literally came out and made a press conference where he argued that he was of sound mind. Therefore, I mean, he didn't come out and say it, but, the logical conclusion is, therefore, he's charged. So, yeah. Wow. Foot, mouth, meet each other. But speaking of putting his foot in his mouth, in this press conference, he said he's there for the red states and the green states. He said he convinced Sisi, the president of Mexico, to open the border with Israel, not in. And for those that don't pay close attention, Mexico is nowhere near Israel. He meant Egypt. Okay. What else did he do? He went on to just bumble after bumble after bumble. He lied straight up about the report. He said, go to page 18, it says I'm fine. Perfectly sound mind. But if you look at page 1, the feeble-minded elderly old man, quote is right in there on page 1. What it says on page 18, God only knows. He has to dig halfway through this report to find some place where he said, oh, well, he was cool one day. I don't know. What a joke. But there, Catherine Tenney, is it Catherine Tenney from New York? Is Claudine Tenney, is calling out and saying, look, if this guy can't file 25th Amendment, get him out of office. Kamala Harris could do this tomorrow. Guys, he's not with it. We all know it. Let's get him out of office. All it would take is for the majority of his cabinet to vote to kick him out, and poof, he would step down. He'd be removed from office, and Kamala Harris would be the president tomorrow. And I assume she'd then be able to appoint whoever she wanted as vice president. Probably a Gretchen Whitmer or someone. And now you got the 2024 ticket. How are they possibly going to go to the DNC and not give it to Kamala?
You just made me drawers a little bit when you said 2 women running the nation. That's kind of scary to me.
I'm not a woman, so I can't speak to that. But if you want to elaborate more, you feel free.
Leftist women.
Yeah, that sounds pretty scary.
People are coming out and saying there's no way Joe Biden is going to resign, step down, anything. He's running full force 2024, win, lost. People in the know, David Axelrod, people like that in the know who understand what's going on. There's no way he's going to step down. They're also claiming there's no way Michelle Obama would ever try to step in and them. She hates politics, wants nothing to do with it. And I kind of believe that.
That might be true, and we've talked about it before.
So it really sets us up for an interesting place, because now Jay openly has come out and said he's too feeble-minded to do this job. He can't even stand trial. That bad. Well, I don't know. So it just sets up a wonderful scenario here where Joe Biden's awful, horrible, terrible, no good week is only getting worse and worse the more he opens his mouth. Let's not forget as well that he decided to skip the pre-Super Bowl interview that presidents have done for decades. It's free in front of 80 million people. Why wouldn't you take it? Well, last year he didn't do it because Fox News hosted. This year it's CBS. So what up, Joe? It's going to be a softball interview where all you have to do is be coherent and talk about how you're not getting enough ice cream, because of shrinkflation, and it's all corporate greed. Can you not do that for 4 or 5 minutes? No.
Well, he did talk. He did talk for a few minutes, and he did mention ice cream.
Yes.
Yeah.
He did his report.
Well, a little video in lieu of going on the pre-game show. But it was pre-done, and they probably had to do 40 takes. It probably took them the better part of yesterday, and it was just, let's get something out. We have to get something out to counter this.
Yeah.
And I think he was promoting shrinkflation, where they're putting things in smaller packages. I would just like to point out that it's actually pronounced Bidenflation.
Well, the Bidenflation caused the shrinkflation.
That's right. Shrinkflation. Yeah. Nobody.
Yeah, and folks, if you don't know what shrinkflation is, it's basically when, instead of getting, let's say beers have always been, now they suddenly come out and they're 11.4 ounce, but they're the same price, same packaging, same everything. They're just putting a half ounce less in it every time. Boom, that's shrinkflation. That's it, but it's there. And before you know it, you open your bag of chips, you already ate half the bag.
Yep.
Yeah. Right.
Joe Biden's example was ice cream. He really said that he doesn't get as much ice cream as he used.
His waffle cones are just way too small. That's why he's got to have 4 or 5 dips instead of just 3 now.
Yeah, but you know,
Mhm.
I think the most important thing about all of this classified document stuff that's come out is not so much that Joe Biden is, you know, addlepated and old and demented. It's that he has classified and what are top secret documents that are not supposed to be outside of a skiff. And he has had
Mhm.
some of those documents in his possession since he was a senator 40 years ago. So it's not like they say, oh, he handed everything right over as soon as he realized. No, not. It took 40 years. And then finally they
Yeah.
called him and said, we're coming, get ready. And they were able to do whatever they had to do. And when you look at those boxes in Joe's garage, they're beat up. Those boxes haven't just been sitting there gathering dust, they've been rifled through many times. And all I
Mhm.
can think of is he has an addict for a son. And anybody who has a loved one who is an addict, you know as well as I do that they will lie, steal, cheat, whatever they have to do whenever they need a fix. And I cannot help but think with all those classified documents and top secret documents that Hunter Biden addicts grasp, and he also has means and motivation. He can talk to these nations that hate America and set up these deals and get the highest bidder. And how much Parmesan cheese could he get from classified documents? You know, it's happened to me before, you know, where things get taken from you just because the addict has this insatiable need and they will sell whatever they can sell. A stove, it
Mhm.
doesn't matter. And if classified
Yeah.
documents are there and he can get millions of dollars and how many prostitutes, don't you think that's probably a good possibility?
I'm not saying it didn't happen. It's certainly tempting, you know, very tempting for a guy like that. And I'd like to also remind everyone that when you go into a skiff, you know, it's a room. You leave your phone in a box, no cameras, no nothing. They scan you. You go in there. It's completely sensitive. You read the information. You can't make notes on it or copies of it, and then you leave it behind and you go home. In order to get something out of a skiff, you have to like fold it up and put it in your sock or something like that. And there have been congressmen that have been busted doing exactly that in the past. You know, there was a famous case in like the 90s. I can't remember, Sandy Berger or something, I want to say.
Yeah, I think that's
But yeah, you know, so he was, you know, taking pages out as he just stuffing them in his shirt and then walking out of there, going home and putting them in a file, collecting the stuff. So at the time, he knew exactly what he was doing. Now, as far as his senility is concerned, there are many people sitting in jail today for things they did 20, 30, 40 years ago, and they're senile. And they don't know why they're in jail. They don't know anything. But they're still in jail. Just because you kind of get to that point doesn't mean they let you out. Maybe if you're lucky, they'll put you in some sort of a psychiatric facility or something at that point, or, you know, hospice or nursing care. But there's a lot of people out there that are, you know, senile in prison. They don't know why they're there. If you ask them, what are you doing here? He says, I don't know. What am I doing here? You know? So they're still doing the time.
yeah. And he's definitely guilty. We've seen the boxes. We know that he's had documents that are not to be outside of. Now, President Trump is a different story because he is president and he has the authority to classify and declassify. Joe Biden never had that authority. So,
Well, he does now, but
I just, well, now, but from not these documents. And that he's keeping them at UPenn, is funded by, you know, the CC.
Yeah, he shared office space with, you know, members of the Communist Party.
And by the way, he has money. Hunter for sure does, coming in from China. You know, what kind of deal are we talking about here? because they've come out with this report and said, okay, this is our conclusion. Now they can no longer say that we can't share information because of an ongoing investigation. So that's totally off the table now. Whatever documents they need that they were, slow riding out about Joe Biden, now they have to share them, because that is not an excuse that'll work anymore. The investigation.
Yeah. And I mean, all the houses, I heard, apparently he paid cash for that Rehoboth Beach mansion he has. Beachfront mansion, paid cash for it.
Mm-hmm.
Where'd you get the money, Joe? Where did your brother, he sent you $200,000. You said it was a loan. Well, where's his documents for that? Sent you the $40,000. That happened to be exactly 10% of the $400,000 that initially made it to Hunter and went through his brother, yada, yada, the tangled web we right?
Mm-hmm.
Where's his money coming from, Joe?
Nobody wants to know.
Process? What?
Nobody wants to know. They don't know where Trump's money is. They want to know about his taxes. They want to know about his mental skills. And he took a mental test. But somebody who's definitely like there, they won't even do a cognitive test on him. That's nuts, man. That just shows the two-tier system, the double standard. I mean, it's all laid out before everyone. Even Democrats have to acknowledge this at this point. They have to if they have any common sense whatsoever.
Rachel Maddow says he could ride a bike. Come on.
Did she really
go?
Yeah.
Not very good, though.
Bike didn't fall on his face. Yeah.
Not a good example, right?
Exactly.
But I mean, to be fair, if my 78-year-old grandfather wanted to go for a bike ride and the only bike I had little clips that hold your toes in on the I would take those off. Wouldn't want him riding around with those on there. They're stupid. They serve no purpose. Especially at that, on a little bike path at 10 miles an hour.
Right.
I mean, if you're going off, you're going to be hitting jumps and stuff, maybe you want it, I don't know, but he's not doing that. It's not even close to the deal here.
Exactly.
I don't know if you guys listen to Putin and Tucker, but they kind of hit on a bit too. Putin in the beginning was talking about history, and he went all the way back and about when Obama, he talked about way past history, and then he got more current. When Obama and Victoria Nuland, I'm pretty sure that name, staged a coup cabal in Ukraine. You heard Putin talking about it. And that's what's happening right now. You notice during President Trump, there were no new wars. And actually, we were headed toward, peace in the Middle East. That's unheard of. Then Biden gets in there. He picks up Ukraine right where Obama left off and where Hillary was supposed to pick up, because she wasn't supposed to lose. But I find it interesting that Putin brought it up too, So people can make sense.
All right, since we brought up the Putin interview with Tucker Carlson, it was 2 hours long, which kind of surprised me. I was like, okay, 2 hours long. But the other night, I went to lay down, kind of was watching it before I went to sleep. And the first hour was just boring. It was so boring. Tucker didn't say a word and just let him ramble. And I was like, what is this guy talking about? I could care less. This ancient history and yada, yada. Okay. It's been on and off part of Russia for, I don't know, 1,000 years or something. Great. And then he started in about, I don't know, 90 minutes in to get into something. And then literally I just fell asleep. So I don't know. Did I miss anything in the last 20 minutes of it that made it worthwhile?
I don't know.
Did he start?
Really? I don't know. What do you think, Barry?
He confronted him about, why did you decide to, invade Ukraine? I think that was some of the last stuff he talked.
Yeah. I saw him at the reporter from the Wall Street Journal. Are you going to release this guy and yada, yada. And he kind of pushed him on it, which was good. Yeah, I don't know. I just, everyone was talking about taking away Tucker's shit for doing this. And he hardly said anything. He just kind of let him ramble.
Right. Tucker really hardly said anything at all. And He'd have a lot to say. He always does, and people just don't allow him to be heard, you know? So giving him this platform, a lot more people are going to hear another side of the story, hopefully. And, you know,
Yeah.
it might make a little more sense because we get propaganda, you know, all day,
Yeah.
every day. And
Boring to me, and it didn't change my mind about anything. And it was just, I don't know, I wasn't very impressed. I was looking for more. I watched the body language ghost. Her interpretation of it was pretty interesting. Yeah, she went through like a 20-minute thing that I found actually way in the actual interview.
I love her. Okay.
Well, there was one thing that baffled both Putin and Tucker was the why is Germany not, why are they being deindustrialized? Why do they not want the oil flowing in there when they could have that? And he was just basically saying, yeah, it's an anomaly. I guess they just basically follow, the Western agenda, and it is, that's the part of the Western agenda, is that the whole green thing.
Mm-hmm.
They're getting away
They're
from,
getting
they're deindustrializing. Germany is deindustrializing. So
yeah, it kind of is, isn't it?
Oh yeah.
Which is a crazy thing to think a country would willingly do, in this day and age. Like, why? The world is just about to cross that corner and solve all these problems, Seeing reports coming out of, I think it was MIT, they were doing these studies on cellular, not cellular, but photovoltaic cells, solar cells that are like 500 times more powerful than the solar cells we have today. So, like a panel that's 100 watt would be like a 5,000 watt. It'd be too dangerous to even like install in, a rig like mine, because it'd be too powerful. I'd need something like the size of a cell phone to get all my power. Which would be great. Crazy stuff like that. It's science fixes science. I mean, there's thousands of people out there trying to figure out a way to make everything better so that if they're right and they discover it, they become billionaires.
If they don't shut down.
Yeah, they're all these sections, and if we push forward into the science and technology and just learn and educate and try to be better every couple of years, make marvelous revelations about how the world works, we can solve all of our problems through technology. But no one seems to be willing to take that risk that technology will ultimately find the answers for all these things.
Well, we see that kind of innovation in the natural homeopathic type medicine and stuff, and then a lot of those doctors and scientists and stuff just mysteriously start winding up dead as they start to make major progress and breakthroughs to cure cancer and so forth. And then of course they go, oh, they were a bunch of quacks and nuts and stuff, even though, they've got the data to show. I mean, if you look at the cancer survival rate with the conventional medicine, it's not good. It's not good. Now, if you make it past 5 years, you have a better chance of making it the rest of the way. But it's not good. You know what I'm saying? Usually cancer comes back when you go through the surgery, the radiation, the chemo.
The whole reason is that we have the deep state out there, the shadow government that is pushing these horrible things on people, booby trapping everything. We just lived through COVID and they gave out those unnecessary experimental mRNA gene therapy jabs. And now the death rate for, kids having heart attacks and dying has gone up. And that's because they forced that experimental medication, or it's technology is what it is, on people. And we don't even know the yet. We're just learning. It could be.
Oh, no idea. It'll take a couple generations to get to the full knowledge of what the implications are.
Yeah. But the point is, these are people that are always setting us up for failure. They booby trap everything because they don't want us to be thriving.
Of course. Yeah. You can't control people that are thriving. You need them desperate.
I saw an interesting article. This is a little off subject, but in Chernobyl, it's like a no-go zone.
Yeah.
And it's been run over by wildlife, and the wolves there are, they've been tracking them, and they found that they're immune to cancer because getting like a low dose chemotherapy kind of has so many decades that they just don't get cancer anymore.
Yeah, they've adapted,
which is kind of weird.
Right.
Yeah, but
I saw the same thing, man.
That's the cure. Just I don't know. It's a weird. It's just a weird article. I was like, man, that's bizarre,
Well, I mean, even if they did try to unleash something on us, we would repopulate. Like you said, we would build up an immunity, and the strong survivors would, produce an offspring, would be able to handle what they throw at us. They don't understand the resilience of humanity. That's these global.
No.
And there were an awful
do
lot
not.
of us that did not take those experimental vaccines. So we do still have a good control group. And there are still a lot of purebloods out there. So there's hope. Not everybody's been poisoned, thankfully.
Yeah. There's even like dating sites now that are popping up for
I was thinking
like
just
unvaccinated. That. Yeah.
I'm thinking about joining.
Life finds a way, right?
I think I'd be a top candidate, man. There's not too many of us left, so.
Uh-huh.
And I'm so grateful for all of us that are left, that made it through one of the biggest psyops. We've been through quite a few of them. A lot of people aren't aware of them when, we're going through them. But I think most people are aware at this point that we just got put through one of the biggest gotchas.
They're figuring it out. I've heard that Bill is working on a new vaccine. It's going to be a patch vaccine. Have you heard about that? For the next big pandemic, what do they call it? Pandemic 2.0 or something like that. Get our attention. Remember when he said that? He goes, oh, yeah, it's going to be far worse than the first one, and that'll get their attention. Everybody will take our jab then.
Yeah. Everybody.
Yeah. I saw there was like the first person that died from like Alaska pox, they were calling it.
Is that a thing?
Have you heard of that? Yeah, it's like some disease that's going around up there that like voles can spread and stuff. It's like it's like a coronavirus or one of those types of things. And somebody died from it, but they're hyping it up as this like Alaska pox, and everyone needs to watch out because it'll kill half the people that get it, and yada yada. It's like, oh god.
They've got a new fear every day.
Right.
Don't they though?
A report just recently that said picking your nose causes dementia, Alzheimer's.
Uh-oh.
Well, you're not supposed to go in that deep. You're just supposed to kind of get the rim a little,
Well,
You
here's
can't go knuckle deep in there. That'll cause dementia.
people have
Go knuckle.
What about all those people that got the PCR test? They got that thing shoved up there.
that's right.
That'll give them dementia, that's for sure.
Right. That's what I was going to say. People have been picking their noses since probably the beginning of people. I don't think picking your nose problem, but they say that it's a direct route from your nose to your brain, and then a bacteria starts growing in there, and it has puncture through your brain barrier, whatever.
Yeah, that's a distraction from the chemtrails, which actually do penetrate the blood-brain barrier.
Well, you brought it up.
They won't talk about that, the nanoparticulate matter there. Oh no.
Right.
Let's not talk about that. Let's not talk about the aluminum. Let's not talk about the radioactive barium. Let's not talk about all the patents that they have. Let's ignore that. That's cool because it's saving the planet. Don't worry about it's going to kill everybody eventually, but we're saving the planet.
And everybody will forget eventually anyways. But yes, that's what I think, putting those Q-tips all the way up into their brain is what is giving people worse Alzheimer's.
Mm-hmm.
And
well,
like
speaking of nanotechnology, there could have been nanotechnology on those tips. A lot of those tips came from China.
That's right.
Oh yeah.
And
we have military personnel admitting that they can literally put nanotechnology in our body and cause all kinds of problems, man. They can kill people, disorient people, cause people to have a stroke, cause all kinds of insane things through nanoparticulate technology and thoughts and such. And then they can actually trigger it, you know what I'm saying, with a pattern so that at their timing, they can deliver the death blow. I mean, we're talking about serious technology here. So they could be wiping out people and people not even know it.
Of course.
Because they could be spraying it in the air. They could be putting it in vaccines. I mean, there's all kinds of ways they could get this nanobots and this nanotechnology into your body. Of course, they say they're only going to use it on their enemies. The military does. But what happens when the American people is seen as the enemy?
Right.
Mhm.
Right. And we already are, we already are. We were brought up in a system that is not to our best interest. People are caught up in this, what they call the healthcare system. I call it the sick care system. And they rely on these pharmaceuticals, that are not curing them, obviously. They're just getting them into the habit of taking them 1, 2, 3 times a day. Some people take handfuls of pills every day, and they're just creating more and more customers. But they're putting nanoparticulates in those pharmaceuticals too, in our food, in our water, in our soil, in our air. So yeah, if you're forgetting things lately, that might be why.
Mm-hmm.
Turmeric is the answer to that. It curtails dementia. There was a scientific peer review study in India, and it reduces also, this is like depression equal to Prozac. So if you suffer from depression, you might want to consider something natural like turmeric, which basically has no known side effects.
Right. And it is an anti-inflammatory, and that is what all sickness and disease is an inflammation or a deficiency. And so if you can take care of your inflammations, really all we have to do is detox. We have to get those pharmaceuticals out of us. We have to get all those nanoparticulates out of us. And then we can all be healthy the way that we're meant to, just live in a system that's always trying to keep us down.
Yeah, it's about weakening us, in our minds, in our body, and in our spirits. Spiritual life. They want us to have no spirituality whatsoever. They want us to be self-absorbed, and that's the American way. Greed and self-absorption. That's what they're pushing.
Yeah. Everything, right? iPhone, iPad.
Yeah, there you go. Good point.
Gosh, I saw Super Bowl tickets are like $9,000, $10,000.
Jeez.
Oh,
They're saying that's it was 11% of the median income in the United States.
Good Lordy. Why?
Right. So the average person in this country would have to work for 2 months after taxes to be able to buy a ticket to it.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
And I'm sure hotels and all that are just a whole different, animal altogether too,
Right. And if drinks cost, like $20 a beer or whatever in a regular stadium, what they must cost at the Super Bowl. Holy cow.
Oh yeah.
But man,
Money though,
come
money,
on.
money.
Taylor Swift's going to be there. That's what's important. And forget the football game, forget the Super Bowl. Taylor Swift's there.
And they're just tying her to all kinds of psyops and, saying she's going to push for Biden. And so like, they don't really need him out on the trail.
Campaign trail.
Because Swift can just make a tweet and off you go. You won. There's another 1 million votes. She just said she likes you again. Boom. All she needs to do is like 82 tweets, and that's 82 million votes.
Well, they'll say that at least, right?
Yeah. Well, she can do 100. That's 100 million votes.
Man.
But yeah, it is what it is. It's a messed up, upside down world, and we are pretty powerless in the whole grand scheme of things. But at least we can get out there and put our voices out and let people hear the truth as we see it. And we all tend to agree on, a lot of basic facts on the show. Most of my hosts, when I know, I bring them in here and everyone's pretty awake. We all are seeing this happen, but there are big segments of the world out there that are just so straight up unaware. And, Barry, you talk about all the time with some of your family members where you're like, yeah, and, this was a lie and that was a lie. And this is, can't you see how obvious this is? It's straight up, look, he's either senile or he should stand for trial. Well, no, that's not true. It's, it's, what are you talking about? He's not senile. Well, the, DOT just said he was. No, he didn't. He came out and said they didn't. Well, yeah, he came out and lied to you.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah. MSNBC lying to you. And speaking of, Sonny Hostin, the View,
Yeah.
right? she went on that show called Roots and found out that she was more Spanish than Dominican Republic or Puerto Rican, whichever one it was, and that she's a direct descendant from slave traders. And boy, did she light up! She's like, whoa, you know. So yeah, all those reparations you've been pushing for all these years, you need to be paying to me. You know, I don't know. Maybe someone was a slave in my. You know, you got to go back. How many generations now?
Right.
And you know, and everybody's got something nasty in their genome history going back 2-3. Everybody does. You know, like think of Genghis Khan. How many like kids he had? Probably one in every country he conquered, at least 10. You know.
Right. Yeah. And the media is just
littered with his offsprings. You know, his direct descendants are just littered with them.
Yeah, exactly. And the media is great at demonizing who they want to demonize. You know, making saint who they want to, you know, say is a saint. I mean, look what they've done to Joe Biden recently. I mean, he's beloved by everybody. Everybody loves him. He's a wonderful president. He's Uncle Joe. He's your best friend. At least, you know, people even on the left are beginning to wake up. I don't know if you saw the article on the New York Times that basically said the question is not if Biden should step aside, it's how. So a lot of people on the left want him to step down because they realize, man, number one, he can't win, which is a reason to make him want to step down. And two, I mean, even they don't want somebody that's, you know, not there running the whole world, the free. That's just total insanity. So people are waking up on. I'm kind of like with you, like I said before, I'm 50-50 on whether he'll stay in or not. And at the very onset, I said they will roll him out like Weekend at Bernie's if they have to. And so the only way I said that they would, you know, invoke the 25th on him or force an impeachment or something like that would be if the outcry was just so big and huge. I'm getting to that place where the outcry is getting a little louder, a little stronger. So he'll be removed. I don't know, but I'm 50-50 on that. I think the globalists would love to have him stay in there because that demoralization that they just love seeing us demoralized. They love seeing us being tortured having him as the president. They enjoy seeing us vexed and tortured.
Well, and to be fair, I love seeing the left vexed and tortured when Donald Trump is
it's so true.
It
goes both ways, right?
It's all fun. Yeah.
You made me think of James O'Keefe and O'Keefe and how, they were saying that Kamala, you know, they didn't want her, but they couldn't figure out how to get rid of her. And I'm just kind of wondering if, you know, this is their plan to get rid of both of them. Well, I know how to get rid of both of them real quick, and that's just to restore logic and say that they are illegitimate, certify the election, and reinstate our legitimate president, Donald J. Trump. That was the easiest way.
The left can never do that.
I just can't even sit here right now when you were talking Kamala becoming president.
That is frightening.
I just can't even. She shouldn't even be where she is right now, let alone a higher position of power. That just, I don't. Oh, that scares me. I don't want.
You don't like her word salads and her profound Yoda type philosophies. She makes like the most common thing, or something that doesn't even make sense, sound like it, you know, relevant and important. Dude, she sounds like Yoda. She sounds like a little miniature.
Remember when she came out to those kids and she said, tonight we're going to see the moon with our very own eyes. In your lifetime, you'll see the moon with your own eyes.
Yeah.
Your own eyes. Think about that.
But she's so profound, right? Like
you can go outside right now, look up, and the moon's right there. I go outside, look up. There's the moon. I can see the moon with my own eyes right now with anything. I just go outside and look up. It was so ridiculous. The ladies just so...
Because you are here because of your past history and your relatives, and that is why you are here.
And don't get it on Venn diagrams. I mean, don't even get started there. Folks, we are out for a segment. We need to go to break. This is the Censorship Sucks Roundtable Radio Show. We'll be right back after this.
All right, we're on radio break.
I love that. And a good laugh. I have so much fun on this show.
And while we're on radio break,
Nobody else-
I am going to
I
cut
think,
Skype and reconnect. I'll be right back in just a few minutes, okay? So, just to let you know, I'm having a little bit of problem with Skype on my end. So, here we go.
I'll just run wild with that.
Yeah, something like that. All right, folks out there that's listening, I'll be right back. I'm going to get the guys back and everybody back up on with us here in just a sec. Had a little issue with Skype. Being a little buggy. I don't know why, but it does that sometimes. Probably because I have so many programs open. But, you know, hey, I'm all about stressing out the computer so that I can get stressed, that you can get a good program out of the whole deal. It may take a minute, but we will get this back up before the break's over. Just letting everybody know that, you know, do everything I can in order to take and get you guys and gals out there the best programming possible that I can provide with the equipment that I have. Any minute now. So hope you guys and gals out there that are listening in tonight are having a good time, enjoying the program. I'd like to thank everybody out there that's in chat and, you know, participating in chat, whether you're
Well, that's
Sure.
here, there, or
Apparently
anywhere,
they think
and
it's
we
hot,
are
though.
back.
Let's be honest, they do. Well, they wouldn't be doing it.
All right. Okay. Now I got everybody
Okay.
back nice and clear, and I'm not having issue. It looked like Skype opened like 4 Skypes at the same time. I don't know why it does that, but
Mine does that sometimes.
yeah.
So did we have
and-
4 voices then?
No. What it tries to do is each one tries to take over. And we're
it's a
getting ready to
battle.
come
That's
right
cool.
back. All right. We're under a minute. Not quite 30 seconds yet.
Let's find us something fun here for this segment.
And we'll have fun,
And we
fun,
got 30
fun.
seconds now.
Takes the T-bird away.
Sorry, folks
Did
out
you-
there, for the software difficulties that I've had, but it happens from time to time. More often than not, I can get everything back together and rolling again, and everything's looking good and better on this end. And here's your countdown: 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and you're live and on the air right now.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Censorship Sucks Roundtable Radio Show, Sunday night edition. We're on every Sunday night at 9 o'clock p.m. Eastern Time, and every Wednesday night at 6 o'clock p.m. Eastern Time on this channel. So don't forget to check in on the Wednesday show as well, where we do 3 hours of radio. But tonight, I want to get into a Democrat-run sanctuary city that is basically saying, Uncle, uncle, Denver, Colorado, folks. They're promising massive cuts to public services, the DMV, Parks and Recreation, a lot of summertime jobs, seasonal jobs, and Parks and Recs will no longer be available this year. And on, folks. The people are getting screwed because these cities are throwing so much money at the criminal migrants, the illegal criminal migrants that are coming to our cities are getting priority service. They're getting put front of the line. They're being given fancy hotel rooms to live in. They are being given food, credit cards. They're being given health care, everything, education, you name it. Why wouldn't you come here? If you live in some third world, whatever. Barry, are you opening your mail?
Sorry about that.
If you live in some, if you're living in some third world country and you're living well below the poverty level, you're, $3,000 a year, you come to New York, they're going to spend $9,000 a month on you to give everything you need. The locals are getting screwed. School shut down. Your community center shut down and turned into a migrant camp. All over and over and over again. Priorities are, I'm telling you, we are seeing it left and right, all up and down the polling, that Trump and Biden are neck and neck with Hispanic voters. Trump is up 25 points from 2020 with black voters. It is moving the needle fast. And we always talk about politics being downstream from culture. Culture is where it all starts. Snoop Dogg, The Rock, all these people are coming out and saying, no more. Barry, you were talking about Michael Rappaport, who I don't respect by any means. I think he's a jerk. But
agreed.
Even he went on the David Patrick podcast. What's his name?
Yeah, I think that's his name. I know who you're talking about.
Yeah, he said there's no way there's no way I'm going to vote for that jerk off, whatever, Biden,
exactly.
ever, under any circumstance. Kamala, never in a million years would I vote for either of them. I would vote for Trump, but he said he got lied to by the press about the good people on both sides. And he said he spent a lot of time out there making podcasts, making clips about the good people on both sides. Charlottesville lie. And he said, man, when I looked into it, I couldn't believe it, because he clearly said, Donald Trump clearly came out and said, I am not talking about the neo-Nazis. I am not talking about those scumbags, right?
Exactly.
He clearly said, I'm not talking about them, but there were good people on both sides. And Rappaport, all these people on the left went out, saw that, ran with it, and now they're realizing they were lied to. Well, that's happening all over the place. And this dynamic is changing fast. I don't know. Do we have hope, Barry?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, they're finally doing some research. I mean, listen to what the mainstream media was telling everybody. Don't do any of your own research. And that's kind of the leftist, the far left mentality. But now they're realizing, well, man, something's not up. So maybe I do need to do a little bit of research, find out what's really happening, because what the mainstream media is telling me doesn't make sense. So, yeah, I'm glad that there's an awakening happening. I think they're going to be forced to kind of vote for Trump, whether they really want to or not, because the alternative is just so bad.
Yeah. And all you got to do is, go to Google and put in Donald Trump, good people on both sides, quote, exact quote, full,
sense. So, yeah, it's been debunked so many times, and they still keep telling the lie, even though it's been I think they're going to be fully debunked to kind of vote for Trump, whether they really want to or not, because the alternative is just so bad.
It's like the Sarah Palin's, I can see Alaska from my house. But, I mean, she never said that. That was Tina Fey doing Sarah Palin on Saturday Night Live who said that.
That's close enough.
That was nuts. Sarah Palin never said that. And yet, close enough. Like, the news ran with it like it was a fact for, the next decade. To this day, people still think she
does a great Sarah Palin impersonation.
She really
exactly. Yeah.
But
she just fooled everybody, that Tina Fey.
Yep, just plant a seed, because it's not about what actually factually is true, but what you believe to be true. And that's what the media banks on, is that you won't do your research, you won't look into it, you'll just believe what they're telling you. And when you do, you end up like Michael Rappaport coming back, how many years later. And I thought hell's freezing over that he said I was wrong. I just couldn't believe it. And that he said he would vote for Donald Trump. I mean, this is why I say I think we're going to restore sanity, because people are starting to come back around. And
a lot of people worship the establishment and the establishment figureheads and the celebtardos and stuff. So they don't want to do any research. They just trust these people blindly, and that's changing, like motivation and you were saying.
And to be fair, a lot of people think they did do the research because they did watch the View and they listened to what Sonny Hostin had to say, or they did go to TikTok and they listened to Michael Rappaport, and they said, they listened to a 5-minute spiel he did about all this, and he clearly researched it. So I'm doing my research by listening to him and watching that and learning what I now know about how bad Donald Trump is.
And I'm sure
that
they
is
notes.
Yeah, they think they've done the research because they did watch that on CNN, and CNN told them it was true. So boom, I did the research. I watched TV for 20 minutes and this is what they taught me.
And all the fact checkers too, if you recall, the fact checkers were all over everything saying that's not true, that's not true. Right. And lo and behold, it was true. The fact checkers were wrong, and they had to admit in court, Facebook fact checkers anyway, that they were opinion, not really fact. And that's what happens a lot, is a title, it sounds good, but it's not. Patriot Act as an example. Sounds good, not good.
Inflation Reduction Act.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Did so much to increase inflation. You could have written a bill that would increase inflation more than that did, But they needed to get it through, and they needed their trillions of dollars so they could spend more wanton money on whatever frivolous things they wanted to, which, guess what? Causes more inflation. Exactly. It's ridiculous.
Well, it's all part of the normalcy bias where they go into everything with this preconceived. These are the experts. CNN is the expert. ABC, CBS, CDC, the World Health Organization. So we can't look at any of these other people outside of that, because those are the conspiracy theorists that we've been warned about.
Right. You have to listen to the experts
that constantly lie.
Constantly. And they want to be the arbiter of truth. They want to be, what is it called? The truth.
I am the truth. I am the science.
The arbiters of truth.
Yeah, the federal government, they want to have their little, this is the truth. And even though we all, through COVID, said everything opposing to what the television said, they still considered what the television saying was truth rather than what we later found out we were saying was truth, and that's what just has caused so much confusion in the people. And that's why I say that we have to restore truth. And President Trump has actually said that he would like to, go right toward that fake news media and get that all sorted out, because they're the source. They're the reason why everybody is so confused and mass psychosis, Well,
wasn't it you that said television? You said tell lie vision or tell lies vision or something like that?
The TV tells lies to your vision. Tell lie vision. Yes.
Well, it's just propaganda nowadays. You know what I mean? We, like Fox News, which they would say is far right, I don't see it as far right. It's very, very centric at best. Pretty much toting the line of the uniparty and what they're looking to have. Isn't really much balance out there until you start getting into the web and, looking at the Breitbarts, looking at Gateway Pundits, Alex Jones, InfoWars, man, that site has been spit for decades and decades. Is it PSYOPs? Who knows? But at least as people are out there trying to tell the truth. We just need to look past the veneer and dig to find the things. Why are these sites being censored? You know, if a site is being censored and kicked off Twitter, look at it. Go read it. Find out why. Because they're spitting truth. But anyway, we got to go to break. Folks, we'll be right back after this.
All right, we're on radio break, folks. Stick around.
What are you eating? Girl Scout cookies?
Yeah, right.
Popcorn, man. White cheddar. It's racist. White cheddar popcorn. Racist white cheddar popcorn, of course.
That's some loud cheddar popcorn, man.
I mean, that really, I mean, I could see where they'd say,
right
oh, I'm sorry, white cheddar, that's racist. We're going to have to get rid of that. You have to change your name. Even though it is white cheddar, but it doesn't matter. It's just change the name because it's racist.
You know.
And it also says smart food.
Put some,
Smart food, white
ink
cheddar.
in
Oh,
there.
so basically you're saying white people are smarter than black people. That's what that bag means. No, it's just the name of a brand, and it's white cheddar popcorn. Don't try to make something out of it. It's not there.
That stuff is good. I'll give you that.
Did you guys also see when President Trump did his South Carolina rally that there were some protesters in the audience and they, started an uproar and the whole audience started up in a chant of, I'll keep it. Well, we're not on the air, right?
Right.
Fuck Joe Biden.
Yeah, good.
They did not do the let's go Brandon. They did the outright fuck Joe Biden.
Well, people are upset, man.
Yes, they are. And that's how you can tell it's getting to next level. And President Trump, when I listen to him, he offers solutions, common sense solutions. I was going to say this earlier. I don't even think we should call people Trump supporters because it's not President Trump necessarily, even though he has proved himself. But it's common sense policies that are binding everybody together. We're tired of the insanity that we're living in, of people to wear diapers and think they're dogs and licking floors.
And the
Right?
schools allowing it. And kids, you want to go up and be a furry at school, they'll run with it.
Encouraging it. They really do. It's like they're dumbing down our generation so that we'll eventually be idiocracy and people will be so dumb unless we stop it.
They've been dropping chemtrail bombs. That's what I've been calling them here in Tulsa, Oklahoma. The entire city, just one giant white haze, and I go, oh, man, it's going to rain. That's way too much chemtrailing. Sure enough, a day or two later,
That's it.
another white haze. It's more of a black-brown haze and rain. So they're definitely doing weather modification and
For sure. Seeding
solar radiation management. And it dims the planet. When they cover the whole city like that, it easily dims 20%, exactly like Bill Gates has talked about. It is 20% dimming. I mean, and it's not like they're just chemtrailing certain parts of our city. It's like the whole city is under an umbrella. I call them chemtrail bombs. When they do it like that, it's a bomb. And just imagine everybody that's breathing in all those nanoparticulate matter. No wonder we have such high ratio.
And even if you're not outside breathing the chemtrails, you're staying inside, you're trying to, filter.
Goes in, yeah.
Yeah, it's in the water, it's in the soil, it's in the air, it's everywhere.
I guess you could go out in a hazmat suit if you so desired. Your neighbor might think you're a little strange. Now, I actually had a friend of mine. I wouldn't call him a friend, but is a guy. He's well known in the national news. And my neighbor said, hey, I know this guy, and he can come measure your electromagnetic radiation that's in your house from from the towers and from the modems and from your smart meters and stuff. And he's an expert, and he can tell you how safe or unsafe it is. And I said, yeah, bring him over. And he usually charges like $150, and he did it for free because, I knew the person, knew the person down the street that knew him. And he comes over wearing this suit. And I just moved into my house like a couple of weeks, before. So my neighbors hadn't even met me yet. And he's out in the middle of the street with this. He looks like, a Doc from Back to the Future. He looks like Doc from Back to the Future with that hazmat suit on. He's got this aluminum
That's exactly
helmet.
what I'm picturing, yeah.
And he's out there with this little detector out in the middle of the road. And my neighbor pulls up and and it's like 105 degrees out, and he's wearing this outfit, that just anybody would die of heat exhaustion, anybody else would. And my neighbor's looking at me like, oh my gosh, our neighbor is weird. And so, and he was strange, but he wears that. He actually has to carry with him in his pocket, that he has this problem with electromagnetic frequencies. He has a negative reaction to it because, when he gets pulled over by a police officer or something, they're wondering like, what the hell are you doing? And he has to pull that out and say, I am sensitive to electromagnetic frequency, so I have to wear this all the time.
Like Chuck from Better Call Saul, his brother.
Like who?
Remember Better Call Saul, his brother, the lawyer, had that disease where it was a mental problem, but he thought he was like electricity would make him sick.
Well, he was in the military and he got blasted with a bunch of radiation or something like that, he was telling me. And that was why he was sensitive to electromagnetic frequencies and so forth. And he had to wear this suit everywhere. And you go into his house, he's got basically aluminum tinfoil all around his house. Not tinfoil, but you know what I mean? He's just like, I'm sure his neighbors think he's a real nutcase.
He's probably got Faraday cage in there.
His house is a Faraday cage.
Yeah.
Back when COVID first started and people were going out to the grocery stores, and you remember the most ridiculous things that people would wear, like people, if we can believe it, wore maxi pads over their face and just stupid things. But I actually did see a person wearing a full hazmat suit just like that, which everybody should have been if COVID was actually what they said it was. But it was really shocking. I was just like, man, because you see them.
Oh, there's Willie. Hey, Willie.
Hi, Willie.
What up, Willie?
Must be
He's
muted.
muted.
James, you gotta turn the mic
down. How y'all doing tonight?
Hi,
Doing good.
Come on now.
Hey, censorship sucks.
Yes, sir.
So I put that. I want to make you a coffee cup with censorship sucks on it. I'm not going to do it. My betrothed, my girlfriend's going to do it for you.
Okay.
I want to make you a coffee cup, and I want to send it to you.
Well, there's only one rule I have: is you got to hand it to me in person.
Oh.
Yeah, it'll be a while before I come out that way.
No, it's supposed to be about 3 days.
Well, it was supposed to be, but plans change.
Well, no, they don't.
Yeah, well, they kind of do.
No, they don't. Plans are stone. Written in stone, you follow the plan.
Yeah.
Are you going to trust the plan or are you not going to trust the plan?
Yeah,
Where we go one, we go all.
Oh, wow.
I hear you.
You're QAnon, aren't you? Yeah, I knew it all along, man.
Mm-hmm.
Truth is out.
Yeah. Kind of like Putin outed Tucker on his CIA, wanting to be in the CIA.
She wants to know if you want your name on there.
Censorship sucks.
Okay, well, we've already got that. That's your label with the frog. It'll say Censorship Roundtable Radio Show.
Have it say Mr. Sucks.
No, that's not good.
Well, she's really good at what she does. She makes these things up herself and puts acrylic on them, the labels and all that good stuff.
What a sweetie.
She is a sweetie.
Censorship
Sounds like another bright idea, doesn't it?
Yeah, we really got all kind of ideas.
Oh, boy.
At Willie's Farm, man. Manufacture some poop mugs.
Update those pee jugs.
Yeah, you see how repost
Some pee mugs. There you go. Some pee mugs.
Motivation Nation.
Oh, honey.
I'm mad at you.
Why?
Uh-oh.
Because you don't have the episode where Willie went up into space on your channel anymore.
I am so sad about that, too. You know why? Josh Who doesn't have it anymore. It's not there.
I know. I tried to find it on Josh Who, and it says I can't play it.
Yeah, 404.
Yeah, well, where's Mark at?
I'm right here.
Well, where's that episode at? That was the best episode ever.
It was
We're probably
too.
getting close. We'd have to know the date.
Oh, I
It's
could
on
tell you.
archive.org for sure.
Yeah,
It
I'd have to
was,
know the date to go back to go and pull it out because, well, I didn't clip that out. That was Rizzo. And
Yeah.
if it's up on Joshua TV, he doesn't keep archives up there unless you pay for them now. Yeah. So,
Well, that sucked.
yeah, it does. 30
Well-
seconds, folks.
It's from June 18th, 2020. So whatever that Sunday was, that's when we did that song.
Wow.
Willie's
You got that
Rocket
written down?
No, it's just pinned at the top of my page now again.
Oh. And here's your countdown. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and you're live and on the air right now.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to hour 2 of the Censorship Sucks Roundtable Radio Show edition. And if it is hour 2, then that can only mean one thing. We've got the madman himself with us live in person. We've got Willie Leave.
Yeah. Hi, man. Hi. How y'all doing tonight?
Good, man. How you doing?
Hi. I've been. I got ratings, man. Hey, your show has got ratings, and your show is number 3 in the top spots of all podcast ever, man. Hey, you got Joe Rogan in that Tim Cast or whatever, man. Hey, they 1, 2, and then you come number 3, man. Hey, you are the best. Really? Hey, yeah. Hey, but the only thing is, though, man. No. Hey, you're famous, man. Hey, and the only thing is, though, there's a lot of folks out there. Hey, they tune in. I ain't gonna lie, and I ain't bragging or nothing, man. Hey, I'm just holding the truth and stuff, man. Hey, they tune in just to hear Willie. We got Willie from Willie's Worm Farm. I ain't gonna lie, man. Hey, and for all y'all out there in Radio Land that don't know, man. Hey, listen. Hey, my name is Willie Lee. And I've been taking speaking classes and stuff, man. Hey, but my name is Willie Lee, and I run Willie's Worm Farm down in Waldo, Florida, and Willie's Cricket Emporium up in Sandy Run, South Carolina. Hey, I sell worm hot dogs and pea jugs too. Hey, and I got some other ventures that I'm undergoing, man. Hey, yeah, because you got to have ideas and stuff, man. Hey, but no, hey, one of the feedback things was that Willie from Willie's Worm Farm, they said that he's too fast and he gets on their nerves. Hey, go figure, man. Hey, but no, hey, what I'm doing, hey, no. Hey, I got it figured out, man. Hey, they got a thing. It's called a metro. It's one of them things that goes back and forth. Like, yeah, that's it, man. Yeah, Metro. Yeah, what you said, man. Hey, and it goes back and forth, man. Like whenever you are playing a piano, and it goes tick tock, man. Hey, and that's what they suggested, that I have different pitches in my voice, and it goes back and not to talk so fast, man. Hey, and that's what I'm gonna try to do on this episode. Hey, and I'm gonna tell y'all some ideas and stuff I got, man. Hey, this is and I got some stuff for Bullhorn Barry too. But Bullhorn Barry, hey, here's what I want to know. Hey, Bullhorn Barry, hey, they got a turtle shell, man. On turtle shells, they have got section on the outside ring of the turtle shell. And on the and on the inside sections, and what they've got is they've got on the inside section, they've got 13 like tiles or parts of a turtle shell, and on the outside they've got 28 sections, man. Hey, and according to like old Bibles and stuff, man, they have that's what the Indians used to use, and really what it is every year has 13 months, and we have in 28 days in every month, and that is the way that it is supposed to be. And what I know is, have you in Yotivation Nation? Hey, Yotivation Nation, you out there?
Hi, Willie.
Yeah. Hey, oh, dog, hey, I got some bad news for you, but hey, Bullhorn Barry, no, hey, look at him. Here's what I want to know. Have you ever heard that we supposed to have 13 months and 28 days? That's my question for you.
Yeah, I think the most accurate calendar is the Essenes. You can look that up, man, and you can find out where we're really at as far as what year it is.
Yeah, you ain't supposed to cuss on the radio, man. Essenes.
No, Essenes. Essenes.
Hey, doggone. Hey, but no, hey, I've been studying up on it, man. Hey, that ain't no joke, man. Hey, there's a lot of stuff that goes on in this world that we've been lied to about, man. Hey, there ain't no doubt about it. Hey, but I didn't come up with some good ideas, man. Hey, and Yotivation Nation, hey, here, first off, before I get into anything else, I want to tell you that I love you, but I don't want you to be heartbroken. I got me a girlfriend, and I know that somewhere deep down that maybe we could get together way back when or whatever.
Willie, come on.
But
Come on. She's married, Willie. She's married.
Come on.
And Willie, I'm so happy for you that you found someone to spend your time with and enjoy being with. So congratulations.
Thank you. I just want to know. I didn't want to make you say. I mean, I know you got that restraining order against me and everything because I almost set your house on fire. I don't know. Fireworks all over the place. It was a pretty show. I don't know, but hey, no, hey, I just want to let you know that I love you. But hey, I done got me a new girlfriend, man. Hey, and I'll tell you all about her here in just a little bit too. Hey, I got all kind of daggone stuff, man. Hey, I bet y'all here's something else y'all didn't know.
No, Willie, I just want to know, does she have her own set of teeth, or do you guys share?
Yeah, no, hey, I don't call, man. Hey, she got her own. She got full of 4 teeth, man. I ain't no lie. Hey, she come up with an idea, man. Now, hey, 'cause she got good ideas too, man. Hey, here's how you keep youngins, man. Hey, you keep kids from like going in their diapers and stuff, man. Hey, when you potty training on them, man. Hey, you put a little zapper in there, man. Hey, it's like a little electrical, like these little wires and stuff, man. It got a battery hooked up to it. Whenever they get wet, it zaps them.
No, you can't do that to a kid. That's the most horrible thing I've ever heard.
Yeah, no, man. Hey, it ain't gonna hurt them real bad. It's just like a little tingle, man.
A little tingle.
Yeah, it makes them tingle when they
It's a shock. Willie, it's an electrical shock. That's child abuse.
Yeah, no,
It'll make the baby cry, Willie.
Yeah, but hey, man, hey, it learns on, man. It teaches. Hey, it's like dogs, man. You put dog collars on dogs, and it shocks them.
Very different.
Yeah, but hey, you don't call
that different.
You don't call that animal abuse, man. So it ain't child abuse. It's just a good idea, man, as far as I'm concerned.
Oh, you said this was your girlfriend's idea?
Yeah, yeah, man. Hey, she's smart. I'm telling you. How she's smart. Yeah, no, hey, I'm gonna tell y'all, hey, and the thing about it is though, is Aunt Mama Lou's sister. Hey, y'all need to get Aunt Mama Lou on here. Yeah, no, hey, is Aunt Mama Lou's sister Charlene Wanda Lou? Hey, y'all call Aunt Mama Lou up. I'll tell her all about her sister.
Wait, you left Aunt to now date her sister?
Yeah.
Willie, what do you think, you're Hunter Biden or something?
No, man. Hey, we ain't. Hey, Lou ain't a thing, man. Hey, and all y'all out there in Radio Land that don't know, hey, I ain't gonna go into the whole story, but Aunt Mama Lou, she used to be my sister, then she was my mama, then she became my wife. But there's a story behind that. But hey, no, you can get Aunt Mama Lou.
Now she's your sister-in-law again. Now she's gonna be your sister-in-law.
Yeah, well, hey, I'm gonna tell y'all something else, man. Hey, Aunt Mama Lou, hey, I think she got a thing for Saul Good, man. Hey, I ain't gonna lie, and that's all good.
You think?
Yeah, no, he's crooked as the day is long, man. Hey, and ever since they went to Las Vegas and they done all that stuff and got matching tattoos and all that kind of stuff, man. Hey, yeah, hey, I think that they in cahoots, man. I think what they want to do is try to bankrupt. Hey, trying to bankrupt Willie. Doggone. Hey, no, hey, here's something else too, man. Hey, yeah, this is another idea, man. Hey, we call them. We call her Wanda Charlene Lou. All white trash like Aunt Mama Lou. Aunt Mama Lou's family, hey, they bad white trash. They proud white trash. Hey, they something else, man. I'm gonna tell y'all. Hey, no, hey, Charlene Wanda Lou, man. Hey, she come up with an idea. Hey, and she brought her. Hey, this ain't no lie. She brought her Chihuahua. Chihuahua's a little tiny dog, man. That looks like a rat. She brought her Chihuahua over here, man. Hey, and she mated it with one of my possums. I know. Hey, she calls it a Chihuahua. Yeah, no, a Chihuahua. We're gonna start selling Chihuahuas. Hey, it's a mixed breed. Hey, I'll show y'all a picture of it, man. Hey, this thing looks like a white possum. Doggone, man.
Well, no, it's Chihuahua, right? Isn't it Chihuahua, not Chihuahua? Chihuahua? Like it's Chihuahua. Not Chihuahua. So is it even the same thing as a Chihuahua that I'm thinking of?
Yeah. Hey,
that's what I'm wondering. Is that even the same thing as a Chihuahua that we're all thinking of in our heads?
Yeah. Like a little tiny dog, looks like a rat, man. Hey, yeah, he goes yap, all the time, man. Hey, but no,
Okay.
It's awesome and a Chihuahua. And it's called a Chihuahua. Hey, we gonna breed them things. Y'all get Aunt Mama Lou in here. Hey, cause I'm gonna tell y'all something else too, man. Hey, I'm
let me patch her in.
Hey, and I'm writing a book too, man. Hey, this book, get Aunt Mama Lou. I'm gonna tell y'all about this book.
Hey, Willie, shut up. Willie, shut up for a sec. Aunt Mama Lou, are you there?
Hello.
Yeah, Aunt Mama Lou, welcome to the show. We got Willie here asking left and right for you to come in and say hi. Apparently, he's dating your sister. You know about this?
No, he's dating my sister. Which one? Willie, what's going on?
That old proud white trash, Charlene Wanda Lou. She's something else, man. She ain't got no hair. She wear them combat boots, and she got a corncob pipe, man. But she's dirty. How doggone. I'm telling y'all, man. Hey, I fell in love with her. Hey, she works down at the diner, man. Hey, and she got these big old biscuits. I love them big old biscuits. I'm telling you, hey, I ain't no lie, man. Hey, I take them big old biscuits. They melt in my mouth, man. I ain't no lie. Hey, you take them big old biscuits she got, man. Hey, you put some butter on them, man. Fresh strawberry preserves. I don't go, man. I would tell you what.
No, she's not the lady shelter with the big kitties.
Yeah, not that. No, man. Hey, no, she got no.
Somebody else, okay. Yeah.
She cooks biscuits down there at the diner, man. She got some big old biscuits. Oh, look at her.
Really, you best be careful with Charlene Wanda Lou, because she's a real good shot too. And if you cross her, I know she's gonna get that shotgun after you. You better be careful.
Yeah. She's tough, man. Hey, man.
Put up with your shenanigans.
I just want to see somebody. I just want to see a man from Willie's family date a woman from any other family than yours, Aunt Mama Lou. No offense, but I mean, there's got to be more than two families in your town.
Well, we are all related, kinda. You know, go back far enough. He's all related.
You're his Aunt Mama Lou. You're his aunt, his mama, his sister, his wife, and his now sister-in-law.
Yeah.
I guess. I don't know.
I guess so. I done everything now, Willie. I done everything with you.
Wow.
Hi. You ain't done everything.
All I can say is you're lucky you are where you are, because I'll be getting out my shotgun right about now, Willie.
Do you still have your remote control pan? To hit him over the head?
I wish I did. He found a way to unhook that thing, and he ain't worked for a long time now.
Yeah. Mama Lou, she had a remote control frying pan, man. Hey, she could operate the thing from everywhere. Hey, that thing would come in the house and fly through there, hit me in the head. Oh, no. Hey, but I'm going to tell y'all, man. Hey, Charlene Wanda Lou, hey, she pretty, man. Hey, the only thing is, oh, man, is I can't get nothing done around here because she's so pretty. Oh, man, she keeps messing with me, and I keep getting distracted, man. I ain't getting nothing done. Hey, and that's something else I done come up with. I come up with an idea. Hey, the idea is about uglifying cream, man. Hey, they some women out there. Hey, they so pretty. Oh, dog. Hey, they pretty, and they can't get a man because a man's intimidated by them, or they so pretty that a man can't keep his hands off of them. Hey, they need uglifying cream, man. Hey, some women, they put on makeup, man. Hey, but hey, Charlie Wanda Lou, hey, she pretty, man. She needs some uglifying cream. Hey, that's a good idea right there. I'm telling y'all, man.
Oh, Willie, I don't know. Just go poke your eyes out if you have to.
Yeah. Hey, now I come up with all kind of good ideas, though, man. Hey, but hey, Aunt Mama Lou.
Right.
Hey, me and Charlene, or Wanda Lou, we gonna get eloped. We gonna get married.
You gonna get married?
You are.
Yeah, we gonna get married. She pretty, man. I'm telling you, hot dog, man.
Well, Willie, there's more to life than looks, right? You keep saying how pretty she is, but there's more to life than that.
Yeah, but hey, man, hey, she brings me coffee and biscuit every morning, man. Hey, long as she keeps bringing me that coffee and them biscuits, I doggone, man. Hey, I'ma love her for forever, man.
All right, Willie, there's this website, there's an app out there you can download called Uber Eats, okay? And if you go on the website, you can have that delivered to you every morning for a fee.
Yeah, but
or DoorDash is another one. DoorDash, Uber Eats, the internet can now bring you biscuits and coffee every morning, no problem. It costs like, $10 maybe.
Willie, what happened to your monkeys doing deliveries?
I've been seeing videos. They get mad if you don't give a tip.
Yeah, I seen them videos too. I know people get mad. Hey, tell me I don't work for free. I don't go. Hey, they got to be getting paid, man, one way or another. Hey, but I'm gonna tell y'all though. Hey, they ain't no Uber Eats or nobody out there that got as good a biscuits as Charlie Wanda Lou does. Look, I ain't even gonna lie.
It's the same biscuit. They're just going to deliver it to you. I don't know. I don't even know how to explain this to you. It's technology. I don't understand. You're not going to get it.
Hey, she going to be my future ex-wife. Hey.
That's true.
Hey, I'm gonna tell y'all something else, man. Hey, for all you fellers out there, hey, I know one feller in particular. Hey, he been looking for 10 years for a woman, man. Hey, and I told him, hey, here's what you do, man. Hey, you get on this Facebook dating. Everybody, man. Hey, if you got Facebook, hey, you can look up at the top, like they got where it says Marketplace, and they got a little heart, man. Hey, you click on that little heart. Oh, son, man. Hey, it's like women Amazon. It's like the Sears and Roebuck catalog of women, man. Hey, you just flip through there, and they'll tell you what all kind of women's are looking for a man, for men, like in your area and stuff like that, man. Hey, doggone. Hey, and how you can find all kind of women like that, man. Hey, they ain't no.
We've all left. And come on, Facebook is like ancient history in most people's minds, right? But anyway, we've only got a little bit of time. You're seriously getting married? We'll come out, man. We'll throw on a big shindig. We'll celebrate with you. It's just really going to happen. And if you set a date.
Yeah, no, hey, we ain't setting no date or nothing, man. Hey, but it's gonna happen, man. Hey, I got things I need to tell y'all, man. Hey, look,
we got about seconds left before we go to break, so hurry up. Go.
Man, hey, it's like, hey, whenever you hear that Facebook dating, man, hey, it's like you looking for the best underwear at a thrift store, but the thrift store is 6 hours away. But once you made the trip, man, hey, you got to try them underwear on. Doggone. Hey.
All right, on that note, we got to go to break, folks. We'll be right back after this. Thanks for listening. Censorship Sucks Roundtable Radio Show. We're out. We'll be right back.
All right, we're on radio break. You're not
crazy.
Facebook dating. Come on now.
I had to bring
On to Lou.
Oh my God, you kill me.
I love him.
We love you, Willie.
For something, you know.
I got Miss Kimberly, my new true love, sitting here next to me. She's listening, about to crack up.
Hi, Kimberly.
Hi, Kimberly.
Kimberly.
Welcome to the insanity.
Yeah, for some
Welcome to the
reason,
insanity room.
for some reason, she thinks I'm crazy, but loves me anyway.
Oh, you're definitely crazy.
And we all love you anyway.
Yeah, no.
Yeah,
No.
the part where Willie's on the
Yeah,
Yes.
no.
Willie's on the no-fly list. He's a secret agent man and an astronaut. He's going to start doing interviews. Willie has picked up his habit of he likes to lick hairy armpits.
Oh, boy.
Lick
Wow.
hairy
Yeah.
armpits.
Charlene wanted to lose. She got some hairy armpits, and Willie likes to lick them. He's got a hairy
So what you're
armpit.
saying is Kimberly has hairy armpits. That's what we're all thinking of, right?
From nature, she's a nature woman.
It was
And
just
you like to lick them.
Willie got a hairy armpit fetish.
Makes sense. He likes roadkill and stuff like that, you know.
Well, I was also going to get into how Willie, he's the sexiest man in Sandy Run. He entered the contest and won. Of course, he started the contest and made sure nobody
didn't tell nobody about it. Yeah.
He pulled a Joe Biden. He had everybody arrested.
And I miss Michael the Midget. I miss Dave.
Oh, yeah. Oh, hell yeah.
Honsu.
Willie also, he applied.
And Rizzo and the whole gang, man. You know,
yeah, Rizzo.
Josh, boy.
Love
It'd be
Rizzo.
fun to get everybody back in here.
Heck yeah.
I miss Burt Cuddles. But Willie sent 1995 in to be a king, but made him czar over in Russia because he went with Tucker Carlson over there undercover, and they decided to make Willie the czar of Russia.
Wow.
30 seconds, folks. 30 seconds until we come back.
Anyway, I love you guys.
We love you too, Willie.
Love you, man.
Love you, man.
Have a good
So
night.
Pop in on Wednesday if you want, man. You know,
Pop
pop
on
in
in,
on
man.
Wednesdays.
All right, y'all be good.
It's a 3-hour show.
All right, and here's your countdown. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and you're live and on the radio side right now.
Hello and welcome back to hour 2 of the Censorship Sucks Roundtable Radio Show, Sunday night edition. Where we hang out, have fun, and talk about everything going on in the world that's worthy of coverage. Yodavation Nation, how are you doing tonight?
Fantastic.
You know, I was just
Yeah, go
Go
ahead.
ahead.
I was just
Well, I
saying,
was just going to say, I was talking to Willie about coming in on Wednesday. And you feel free. You know where we are. You know how to get there. You know when we're on, which is going to be time Eastern.
6 p.m.
Eastern time on what channel? This channel.
This channel.
And so come on anytime you want. We're going to have Brent on this week. And heck, if you want to talk to him and ask some questions of him, I'd love to give you a segment. And otherwise, we got to cover. So it's always good to have you pop in and say hi.
Hey, maybe I will listen.
Exactly, you should. But where were we?
Willie.
Anyway, we've also got Bullhorn Barry with us. How you doing, Barry?
I'm good, man. I'm so surprised that the cowbells are going to be ringing. Also known as wedding bells, but they're cowbells with Willie.
Mm.
Those wedding bells.
News.
Yeah, it's exciting news, man.
It is, yeah. What do you do? Normally at a wedding, you'd like clink the glass. You know what I mean? Ting, 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 ting. Everyone does that. Ting, ting, ting. What do you do at I don't know, man.
Tin cans.
Everyone's got a jug.
Yeah.
We all got a jug or something. Yeah.
That hangs over your shoulder.
At a Willie wedding, we'd get 2 jugs, one full of booze or rocket fuel, and the other one to pee in. Yeah, everyone gets 2 jugs. Don't mix them up. Yeah.
Well, he thinks of everything. That's he's a man of ideas.
Mm-hmm.
Wants to cover all the bases.
And one just says in, and the other one says out.
Okay. I think I think his crowd would be smart enough to figure it out.
The Committee for a Responsible Federal Budget, CRFB, has a report that just came out, latest Congressional Budget Office projections. And in 2014, interest on the national debt will be the second highest expenditure for the U.S. government. It'll be right in between Social Security and Medicare. I'm sorry, Medicaid. So you got Social Security, interest on the debt, Medicaid. When they put together Social Security and Medicaid and budgeted for it, they didn't think there'd be another third expense looming around there that was equal to and growing much faster than those, which is interest on the debt. They never had that in mind when they budgeted and put together projections for how these things would be solvent. But here we are. Give it another 5 years, interest will be double what it is now if we keep on this track. It's dangerous and it's permanent and it's here to stay and it's trouble. Yotivation Nation, how can we wake people up to understand the magnitude of the problem that Bidenomics has caused on this country? How can we get this information into their heads?
I think most everybody is aware when they go to the grocery store, to pay for their groceries or to the gas station or to pay their electric bill. Everything is just through the roof right now. So I think everybody's pretty well aware, that we're in a situation, whether they attribute it to Joe Biden or not, that's a different story. But I sure do. Most common sense people do. I just, I don't know. If the people don't know by now, I'm not sure that they're going to be able to figure it out. After all this time in Truth Later, everybody should have a good idea of where we are and why we are here.
And Barry, is this even sustainable?
I think that they're trying to move us to those 15-minute cities. I saw some area, it was in the UK Daily Mail, where they were talking about a 30-minute city. I guess that's a precursor to a 15-minute city, I mean, I guess introduce it slowly and incrementally. Eventually it's a 15-minute city, then it's a 5-minute city. I don't know where they're going with it all, but I mean, I guess if you want to live in a pod or a micro apartment and stuff, and probably a few people that do want that, and maybe they like Bidenflating, but I would think the majority of people get it. I think those polls that are coming out, even on the economy, which most people don't think the economy is strong under Biden, I think even those people, there's just a few that think it's doing fine. I can't imagine that. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. I do, and it's just scary what's going on right now. $870 billion is what they're predicting for next year. So unsustainable. It's almost $1 trillion a year. Think about it like this: if we made, $4 trillion a year in taxes to the U.S. federal government, net, end of the day, $4 trillion. $1 trillion of that goes to debt. That leaves us with $3 trillion to spend on everything else. Well, Social Security, that's $1 trillion. Medicaid, that's $1 trillion. Now we're left with $1 trillion to run the entire federal government, all the discretionary spending. We just passed a bill to send $100 billion to Ukraine, Israel, Gaza, and Taiwan. Notice Israel and Gaza, double dipping there, both sides. Here's a bunch of money for both of you. Keep on fighting. Have at it.
Mhm.
Talk about blatantly funding both sides of the war. But we're willing to do that when we're in this dire of straits. We can't just keep running that credit card debt up and up and up. Right now, I don't know. I've done this comparison a bunch of times, but if you take the and I'm probably going to mess this up a little bit, but if you take the federal government down to one person, like if you were a person, a human being, let's say you're 30 years old and you had the same finances as the federal government, you'd be making about $40,000 a year. So let's call 40,000 the equivalent of 4 trillion. 4 trillion is 40,000. Okay. Easy enough. The debt is $300,000, $350,000 actually. We're at 35 trillion now. So you're making 40 grand. You got $350,000 in debt, and you're currently paying about 4% on that debt. Ergo, the $1 trillion a year, i.e., $10,000 a year on your debt. It just breaks down like that. I don't know. Motivation. You've heard me go through this a million times. How does if you had a kid who was like 30 years old and in that kind of financial strait, you'd have to wash your hands of them. just stay away from me. No, I won't co-sign anything.
Yeah, but I have to wonder if that isn't the plan, because they have BRICS that has come out and they want to get that digital currency system. So are they trying to just break our economy so that there is no restoring it and we just have to do something different? That's what I wonder. I don't know.
Bingo. Oh, exactly. I mean, it's intentional destruction. It's Cloward and Piven. Barry, we've talked about this a million times. Cloward and Piven, right?
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah. I mean, they want to tank it all. There's no question, man. It's not looking good.
Yeah. Well, anyway, folks, spread the word. I mean, it's really bad. If you really start looking around, you're going to realize it's really, really bad. Man, that sign they used to have up in New York of, what the national debt was, they couldn't even put that there now. They did need to rent the building next door to get the digits to go all the way across. It's just grown that much. But anyway, Tucker Carlson, when he was in Russia, totally changing the subject here, met with Tara Reid and Edward Snowden as well. He did an interview with Tara Reid, from what I understand, but Edward Snowden he met with.
Yeah, not the actress Tara Reid. Just to clarify for the listeners out there, the blonde girl, not her.
The Biden.
No, she's a former intern or staff member who said she was basically raped by Joe Biden.
Yeah, and she moved there for her safety, right? That's mine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I understand it.
Yep. Yeah, she didn't feel
because
safe in the United States because
she fears Biden and his goons.
And rightfully,
i.e. the DOJ, CIA, FBI.
Well, yeah, they're goons. His goons, basically. Whether that's real or perceived, I'm just saying that's what she perceives. And it does make sense. A lot of people end up disappearing. A lot of people end up dying that are about to testify for something, or are speaking dirt about somebody. Mysteriously, they suicide themselves. That's so common these days. That is so common that it cannot be a coincidence.
Right.
Mm-hmm. And I mean, I'll say that Russia is right. Russia is huge, but not a lot of it is very nice. You know what I mean? There's not a lot of places where you could say find a palm tree. on a beach somewhere or things like that. I mean, it does exist, but very limited. Moscow is not the kind of place that I would want to live in. You know, just dreary and cold and lots of snow and cold and dreary.
Okay.
So to get me to move there, I've got to be afraid of my life here. You know, I've got to have a real reason to need to move to Russia.
Yeah, and these days they can take you out in so many different ways that it never can even be traced back to the people who did it. That's the thing that's scary. The technology to kill some is there now, where it's almost untraceable.
Yeah, you know, Susan Summers brought that up. Remember, just before she died, she was talking about a doctor who had discovered a way to cure cancer. And I think it was through coffee enemas, of all things. And she was talking about, you know, how he was progressing the cancer cure, you know, and that he ended up having a heart attack. And she's talked to this person from the CIA and said, is it possible that somebody caused him to have a heart attack? Because he's a doctor. And he said, yes, they could just touch you on your sleeve and you wouldn't even know it, but you would be dead. Mm-hmm. So, yeah.
I remember Chuck Norris's son, they did that movie, I think it was called Amerigeddon or Get something like that. Amerigeddon. And he was at one of the previews and somebody pricked him in the neck and he almost died. They put something in him. Almost died. He was at death's door and he remembers getting pricked in the neck with a needle and he turned and he looked and he didn't think too much of it, but then wasn't much longer after that, he's, you know, at death's door. So, and you know, that was kind of a pro-constitutional type film. Alex Jones was in it. Norris's son was, I think, the director, and also in, well, I think you can see it for free, like on Tubi TV.
Yeah.
And I don't know, I don't want to bounce around too much, but we were talking, you know, interest rates and whatnot. I saw some posts today from these dealerships that are posting deals that they're making, right? A 2023 Sierra 2500 Denali, right? You know what that is, the truck? Big white beautiful truck with a giant grill.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, what you got a 96-month, you know, buyout on this
basically
thing.
8-year plan, yeah.
Okay, what would you pay a month for that? What do you think the price is on that?
I think like $3,000.
Yeah.
I've read the article.
You saw the article. Yeah.
I read it already, so.
$3,000 a month for 96 months for a truck.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
And a grand total of $288,000 so you could buy a house. At least in Oklahoma, you can buy a house for that. A nice house, as a matter of fact.
Well, you could finance the same, you know, a house at that value, 300 and what is it? 388. You said
$288,000 you're going to spend for that vehicle.
Yeah. So bought a $288,000 house and made $3,000 a month payments on it for 96 months. You would own it straight out. Instead, you're doing it on a truck that's going to be worth a fraction of what you paid.
Yeah, exactly.
A fraction. Yeah.
Yeah. The moment he drives it out.
Truck. 9 years from now, with whatever you have on it, it's going to be worth, you know, 20, 30 grand. Hell, it's at that point, this is going to be a ICE commission, you know, industrial combustion engine. Mm-hmm. It won't be electric. It'll be taxed to the, you know, you name it. To 8 years from now, what's the resale environment going to be for a truck like this? You're going to need a farm license and all kinds of special things to even buy that.
Is that because they lost their shirts on the electric vehicle, so they have to, or it's just because of interest?
It's 7.7% interest rates, which is killing them.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, so, you know, you talk about, let's say $100,000, let's just say hypothetically it's $100,000, you know, it probably is. That's 7,700 a year that you're paying on that in just alone.
Just crazy.
Right. Yeah.
Well, and that's what the name of it is, definitely to keep you in debt. Because people who are easily controlled. You owe them.
Yeah.
I would imagine a big percentage of them are not going to make the full 8 years.
Yeah. I mean, you drive this thing off the lot, loses what, like 10% of its value, 50%?
Yeah,
The
just
minute
right
you're
off the
driving
lot.
off the lots. So you're underwater instantly. Are you ever going to come up from being underwater? At least with a Toyota, you know you're definitely going to, see, you're going to breathe after a year or two.
Yeah, you got to be either
Right.
like just silly rich or just you just want to have the car to keep up with the Joneses or something. I mean, there's just no sense behind that. You know what I mean?
And they're
You got to
just
make $6,000 a month just to cover that after taxes. You know what I mean? Just
yeah,
for your car.
they're making it so the youth can't invest and buy things. They can't get a home. They have to call Amazon and get a shed delivered, and they'll
One of the big things people are buying now from Amazon, believe it or not, is tiny homes that they deliver to your house and it folds out. It just unfolds. And they start around
That's cool.
9,000 to 20,000, which I was talking to a friend of mine. I was like, can I put that in my backyard and rent it out as an Airbnb? And they're like, probably. But I don't think I'd want to live in it, man. I really don't. But a lot of people are excited about it because they can't afford a home. So this is the closest thing to it. It's some kind of an independence, besides living with your parents or having 15 roommates.
But not if you have to pay so much for a stinking car, too. It's just. But that's the
well, you don't.
Bitch.
But again, though, this is like, it's a pickup truck, but it's definitely like, it's not a farm truck. You would never buy this to run a farm unless you're like the big boss and you only, go from site to site.
It's kind of a luxury truck, isn't it? Wouldn't you say it's a luxury truck?
Yeah, you wouldn't want to haul anything. If somebody said, hey, can you take like 10 acres of dirt over to my job site or, a stone or whatever, you'd be like, no, 10, yards of stone and there's no way.
It has a Hemi.
It can haul it, no problem. It's too nice. You're going to chip the bed. I'm paying $3,000 a month for this. I'm going to pay $300,000. No, you're going to chip my bed and back. You can't put tools in the back. No.
And you know what's worse? When you get a nice truck like that, it's too big to put in a regular garage. So it just sits out winter like mine did, and 10 years later, it's chipping.
Yeah.
But you just get it paid off, and then it turns to crap.
It's a depreciating asset, and they design it like that. They know how long the terms of payments are going to be. They know you're going to have it for 10 years, and then, so they make it last for 10 years. They want it to look good all the times you're making those payments. It's got to look good. But as soon as you're done, it can start chipping and whatever. It doesn't matter. Rate it for 10 years, We want these things to break down. So then once you have it fully paid off, you're like, maybe I should get a new one. And then you jump right back on that rabbit wheel or the hamster wheel.
Yep.
That city. Can I bring?
There?
Can you bring up what?
Could I just bring up something? I know.
Please.
But Toby Keith passed away, and
Mm-hmm.
That one kind of hit me a little bit. I like Toby Keith. I've seen him in concert, but he passed away supposedly of stomach cancer. And, my aunt had the same thing, and I went and took care of her. And I don't know, it just hit me kind of hard. I don't know if you saw Tim McGraw. He made a tribute to Toby Keith, and he sang "Live Like You Were Dying." But he asked the crowd to help him sing because he had a hard time getting through this song. It was very emotional. And, man, I'm getting just goosebumps thinking about it right now, that whole audience just singing that song in tribute to Toby Keith, because he was a good man. With a good message, and he's going to be missed. Mm-hmm. And we really appreciate, he helped us get through 9/11. He helped us get through a lot of stuff. Afghanistan, he was just a good man, and it's very unfortunate. I don't know if he passed from stomach cancer, because with my aunt, she also had 2 Moderna shots, and she got the stomach cancer after the Moderna shots. And I looked and looked to tell if Toby Keith was vaccinated or not, but he was playing concerts, so it's a possibility. I just wonder if he died from the Fauci sauce instead of.
Well, his foundation was fully vaxxed, so he most likely was as well.
believe-
And people on Twitter said he was, but I didn't see any like concrete evidence that was true. But like you said, if he's performing, and he got it in 2022, so it was like a turbo cancer, man. And that would have been right after the shots. 2022, he got the cancer, and bam, he was gone. That's how fast it got him.
It is. That's exactly right. And my aunt was the same way, strong as an ox, just like Toby Keith. He'd always been a healthy, strong man. And then you saw him in the end. They just withered down to absolutely just skeleton.
Mm-hmm.
And I know how, painful that was. And he tried so hard. He was still doing shows and he was still doing podcasts. And it just comes. And I just want to recognize Toby Keith for all that he helped America get through.
And a lot of young YouTube influencers have been getting cancers as well. Many of them, of course, took money to promote the jab. And, it looks like they are jab related because cancer is just like soaring like never before. And oddly enough, Toby Keith helped start Taylor Swift's career, but she said nothing about Toby Keith yet that I know of. And
yeah.
Remember when Travis Kelce, is that his name? Is that how you pronounce his last name? Kelce or Kels? What's his name?
I think
her boyfriend.
Boyfriend.
Yeah, we'll just call him Travis. Well, anyway, it wasn't too long ago he was bragging about how people like him and Taylor because they have such a strong set of values. Well, it turned out that he had an outrage on the field of the Super Bowl game today. And he slammed into one of the coaches and hit him hard enough that it almost knocked him over. He's acting like a maniac, apparently, according to Breitbart.com. So I don't know that those values are shining through right now.
Interesting.
Either one of them, because you'd think she would mention Toby Keith if he helped her career. And she hasn't said anything. At least that's what I've read. I may be wrong, but I don't think I am.
No, I think you're right. I mean, I haven't heard her say anything either. I've heard people say she hasn't said anything. But, whatever. That's Taylor Swift's world.
But I guess they have a different set of values.
Yeah, it's
than the average
fantasy
American.
land. Who cares, right? I mean,
yeah.
I don't know. It is what it is. They live in a different universe from us. It's,
so true. So true.
And yet we're supposed to like sort of connect with them. I don't get it. It's it could be me, they're just like me, right? Let's talk really quick. Minutes left. We saw the Supreme Court. Did you guys listen to any of the hearings that went on? I think it was, a couple days ago.
Mm-hmm.
Where, Trump lawyers and the Colorado lawyers went to the Supreme Court to argue whether or not the Colorado had the right to remove Trump from the ballot. And even Kanye Brown was like, this makes no sense.
Shocking.
Right? Yeah. They're talking 9-0 on this from arguments.
It's not official, the vote yet, though, is it?
No.
Okay.
No, they have not released anything. All we listened to was the procedure, the hearing.
Right.
And from that, everyone's like, wow, this is a slam dunk.
Let's hope
That's good news, man. Good news.
Mm-hmm. Well, important because he's been accused of something. He's never been, all these charges they're putting up against Donald Trump, sedition is never in there. Conspiracy to overthrow the government is nowhere in any of them. Anyway, he's never been charged with it, and he certainly would not be convicted of it. But yet, Colorado's, he did it. Insurrection, guilty. Right? And how do you then square that? He hasn't been found guilty of anything. They're saying he did it. CNN said he did it. The fake mainstream said he did it. So all of a sudden we're all supposed to believe it? Is that how we run a government? By whatever, the press has to say about it?
Seems like
so. Yeah, that's what's on the line here.
Yeah. Well, all these crazy leftists, they believe in a set of values, kind of like what we were talking about. And Trump has common sense values. Some might call that traditional values or what have you. And they don't want that. They don't like that. That is the evil patriarchy, but tough because we're not going away. Not going away, and we're not going to let them teach our children to question their gender and have them whatever transition to another sex at 3 and 5 years old. It's ridiculous, man. It's evil.
Right. Responsibility is always the solution. When you hold yourself responsible, you hold others responsible, accountable, and that's what we're missing right now is the accountability. That we keep going through all of this stuff because they don't go to the source and they letting the criminals investigate themselves. Now he might have just thrown a little monkey wrench into things, and things are different this time around than in any time in past history, because President Trump, for some reason, is a man of making records and been indicted 4 times, arrested 4 times. That's never happened before. And, they're moving the goalposts. Now they're trying to get him off the ballot. And the only reason why is because he is showing us what America can be like when we're not under the thumb of the shadow globalist government and their Green New Deal crazy crap. And
the woke crap, the crazy woke crap.
Because that's what common sense does. Everybody is off under that. It doesn't matter if you support President Trump or if you didn't. Everyone was better under President Trump, and now people can see that. And a lot of people are very much aware of the depths that we're in right now. There's still a lot of people catching up, but there is hope. I think justice may come.
There has to be.
Yeah. Especially after Joe, with his old man thing. He either is incompetent and he has to go, or he definitely is a criminal and possibly treasonous. In my eyes, definitely treasonous, and he has to go. So we'll see what happens.
But they can't convict Mayorkas. They can't even impeach Mayorkas. And Mayorkas has blatantly run afoul of his job, blatantly made America less safe. Objectively, there's no way you can say America's safer today under Mayorkas' rule as the Department of Homeland Security. The border is wide open. We're living in a free-for-all. It's a time when they're just trying to rewrite the American population, bring in millions upon millions upon millions of 25% of America right now is non-U.S. born people. 25%. We have never been that high in all of our history. Back when we think about America, New York City, Ellis Island, right? It was never these types of percentages. And that was when it was really hard to get to America. There was an ocean in the way. Today, it's an airplane flight and you walk, a few miles, pay the cartel, and off you go. Wow. Crazy world we live in, folks. Yep. It is Sunday night. We're running out of time. Barry, Yotivation, thank you so much.
You bet, man. Glad to be here tonight.
Always
an honor to be in your presence. You guys rule. You make me look good. You make the show look good. You rule. Folks, we will see you on Wednesday night at 6 p.m. Eastern Time. Our time is up. We've got to go. Peace out.
Night.
And we are clear.
Woo. In the books.
Wow.
Stick around, folks, for the after show. You never know what'll happen then.
That's for sure.
Did you guys see where they said that this year's commercials were tame and they weren't going to be controversial? Well, it looks like they lied.
Yeah.
Only looks.
Yeah. They did one. It says on Breitbart.com, blasphemy, he gets us, Jesus Super Bowl ad ignites controversy. I don't know. It has something to do with, I think, transgenders and washing the feet of somebody. I haven't seen it yet, but apparently a lot of people are calling it satanic and blasphemy. And what else does it say? Makes a horrible woke commercial. Once again, plenty images of whites washing black people's feet. Which I could see there is an anti-white agenda at foot. That's